What's going on? This is YeahPete, and today we are going to learn how to test out our torque wrench to see how close its accuracy is. We're not going to calibrate it, we're just going to check to see if it's close. Now, I did a video like this about a month ago or 2 months ago, and I had a couple viewers educate me that I did it wrong, and I'm glad I did it wrong. I'm glad they let me know, okay? So if I ever do anything wrong, please let me know so I can correct the video, and I'm very grateful for that. Thank you for taking the time to correct the video because I was doing it wrong, and almost every video out there is actually doing it wrong, okay? So there's a proper way to do this, and so we're going to walk through the proper way, an easy way to check your torque wrench. And when you test it, you want to test it on a weight that you're going to use it for, because you know this torque wrench has a really large range, 170 all the way down to 10 pounds. So depending on what you use it for, like lug nuts is like 120 pounds, and maybe let's say spark plugs on an aluminum engine block are like 26 pounds. I don't know, those are just numbers that I pulled out of my head. But you want to check it on the accuracy because, you know, a torque wrench is probably calibrated around the mid-range. You know, this is like 90, 70, 90. And it gets less and less accurate as you get away from that range. So that's something to keep in mind. Here is a video of my garage floor. Just kidding. I'm gonna get a scale, and I have a little notepad here. And first we're gonna get the weight of this bucket. It's at 1 pound, 15 ounces. We're gonna measure the weight of the handle next. So I'm going to go like this, and it's 15.4 ounces. All right, I weighed each of these 10-pound weights, and each of these was 10 pounds and 5 ounces. We have the weight in the bucket, okay? So I put all that weight in the bucket, and I got the total for 24 pounds. I rounded it up. Because it's 1 pound, 15 ounces, there's 16 ounces in a pound. So I just rounded that up to 2. I rounded that up to 1 pound. 21 plus 3 is 24 pounds. So, weight in pounds. Foot-pounds is equal to weight in pounds divided by 12 times length in inches. If you're measuring Newton meters, it's weight in kilograms times 9.81 times length in meters. This is what we're going to use as our force. It's 24. Divided by 12 times length in inches. Now, what do we mean by length in inches? Length in inches is referring to the center of your drive. The center of your drive mechanism to somewhere very near the center of your handle. First off, I know that my measurement is going to be somewhere around 24 pounds, so I'm going to set it to 24 pounds first. That's 20. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to set it to 26 pounds because I think that's what it's going to come out to. I haven't done it yet, but it's going to be close. So I'm going to set this to 26 pounds because as you set this to where you're measuring, you're changing the distance between here and here. This is moving. So we want to set this close first. And we set it down. And now we measure the center And we're going to mark it. I'm going to mark. Doesn't have to be perfect because there is, you know, plus or minus. So we're going to do 13.5 inches is near right here. So I got my finger there. And I'm going to take a blue piece of tape and eat it with my face. But I believe it was somewhere right there. I'm going to check again. Yeah. Look at that. 13.5. 24 divided by 12 times 13.5 is equal to 27. 27 foot-pounds. So hanging this bucket at this location here should produce roughly 27 foot-pounds of rotational force if it's horizontal. So we've got our magic number. I'm going to leave this set at 26 because I want to see if it clicks at 26 first. We have our weight, and here I have a bolt. This is a carriage bolt through. We're going to put on our socket, and we're going to start wrenching. We're already set at 26, so let's see if this clicks at 26. We're going to get it horizontal, probably slightly above horizontal, and I don't know if this thing is tightened enough to click. So we'll push it down to see if it clicks. Yep, clicked. Okay. So let's get it set up again. And we want it just above horizontal because it clicks at 15 degrees. So you probably want it up a little bit. And now, I wish I put my tape. And we're going to see if we click it at 26. And it did. Clicked right away. Now we're going to set it to 27. Because that's what this bucket is supposed to be around. Clicked. We're going to go up to 28. There it is. Get it back to horizontal. Now if you notice here, I'm starting it with the handle a little too horizontal. It's not up enough and it does not click. It's going. Not clicking yet. Oh. There. So actually, that's actually pretty good. Okay, let's do it one more time. 28. It will click. So as we're right at that 3%. Yep. A 3% error on 27 pounds would be rounded up to 28 pounds. Not very much. 29. Let's go to 29, see if we clicker. No click. And I upped it to 30. We'll see if it clicks. No click at 30. But at 28 it does. Now I did see on a video somewhere where somebody was saying you need to exercise the wrench before you do this. I don't know what that is. I've never heard of that, but apparently you go like this. Exercise it that way. So what does that tell us? It tells us that my method, the accuracy of the wrench is probably about 3%. We're out of range, really. This is a 40 to 170 foot-pound wrench, but it does go all the way to 10. It goes all the way down to 10. I think that's mostly just to unload the spring when you're done using it. But this method here of measuring it is also not perfect, but you can get it pretty darn close. It tells you, hey, maybe I need to calibrate my wrench. But if you're doing something like, if you're a professional mechanic or working on, rockets and stuff, yeah, you're going to have your stuff calibrated by precision equipment. But if you're just doing things around the house, lug nuts and things like that, you just need to be close. You don't have to be right on. I hope this video helped you. Please help me by liking and subscribing. And I hope I cleared up a lot of confusion around the torque wrench. And then a couple other things, very quick, that needs to be mentioned in every torque wrench video, is that when you're done using the torque wrench, set it to 0. And also, if you're using one of these things that gives you an angle, you're putting torque at an angle, you're not putting the same amount of torque. I wish we could test that, but we're at a funny angle. So I just definitely wanted to thank again the people in the comments who let me know what I did wrong. I think that's very important.